Hey, good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to
Tiny Town Tuesday.
Oh man, I love Tiny Town Tuesday.
I think we have a lot of fun on Tiny Town Tuesday.
We have don't we though?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all day.
Yes.
A whole day.
Good stuff all day long.
For preschoolers and their families. Parent resource went out this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it, and that's good stuff.
Yes.
Parents need to be using that. Parents, if you're watching this, check that out. Help your kids stay connected to their story. And we got a good one today.
Oh, yes.
This is a good one. It's a lot of verses.
It was a lot of verses, so we're not going to cover all the verses, but there's kind of a main point that we're going to talk about today.
Right? There's the theme that runs through Genesis chapter 1 through Genesis chapter 3.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see that that's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So a big theme there. And I think the word good or
Yes.
perfect might be the theme.
Because God's way is perfect.
God's way is perfect.
Yes.
Right? Oh my goodness. What you got going
Well,
on?
you know, this is like one of my favorite games.
Jenga
And
is fun.
yeah, I kind of just been working on it
Okay.
by myself. Every once in a while, I'll come over and just pull out a block. Just I'm trying to like perfect my skills.
Okay.
So when I play this at home with my kids, I can win because it's hard to beat my kids.
Oh, kids are really good at Jenga.
I know.
Right?
They
Aren't
really
they?
are. Very
I think it's
good,
because they have
very
little fingers.
Exactly.
And so they're not as aggressive, I think, too, sometimes. Like we're a little more aggressive.
Yes,
And
definitely.
they just are a little bit more gentle with the Jenga pieces.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but we have to be very careful. I don't want it to fall.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got a thing going on here
Yeah.
that it looks like you've been working on it for a while.
I know. I have been. So
Cool.
I don't want anything to happen to it.
Okay.
Okay.
No touching.
But you know what? I forgot something. I'm gonna go grab it.
Wait,
Don't.
we're kind of
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I forgot my notes. I gotta go grab my notes. But
okay.
don't touch it. Okay?
Don't touch it.
Don't touch. Don't breathe on it. Don't get near it.
Okay.
Okay?
Don't bump the table.
Don't bump the table. Just please.
Hey, no,
don't
I'm gonna
touch
sit
it.
on the truck.
Okay, it's super important to me, so don't touch it.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
All right. Do you think she really meant I couldn't touch it? I mean, like, if I take one piece, there's no way she'll notice I took one piece out. Man, what has she got going on here? See, I got to do this so it doesn't fall. Because if it falls, that would be terrible. No, I don't want to take that. No, not that one. What about I think I can get. Oh, that one's, it's tight. It's tight. Oh, it's. Okay. Do you guys remember how it was put together? Do you think she heard that? Let's see. I can fix this. I can totally fix this before.
Eric Heatherly,
How you doing?
what happened?
It fell.
I see that it fell.
It fell.
What?
I'm not.
I asked
I'm not
you not
sure.
to touch it.
I'm not sure what happened. I think gravity.
Gravity?
came, and then there was a wind. There was a wind that came.
I mean, gravity might have came when your hand touched it.
No. Listen, it was a good story. There was gravity, and it came, and I was on the truck, and I saw the gravity come.
No excuses.
And,
No excuses.
And then I think a wind kind of blew into the Jenga game.
Wind?
Yeah, it's windy in the church.
Eric, no.
It's
no.
windy.
Eric.
You don't feel that wind?
Eric, there's no wind.
Are you sure?
There's no wind.
Wait.
Gravity didn't do this.
Yeah,
Just be honest.
maybe it was the air conditioning.
No.
The air conditioning turned on.
No air conditioning, Eric.
You don't.
Just be honest. Just be honest. Just tell the truth.
So I thought I could get one piece out, and I was like at the bottom,
It was perfect, though.
and there were like this. There were like 3 of them, but when I moved it, like the whole thing kind of and then gravity really did take over.
Well,
and I tried to
okay.
catch it, but it was too
Sure.
it was too late, and then boom, and then I was trying to put it back together, but I couldn't remember how it went together.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of ruined your Jenga game.
I mean, that took a lot of work. That was a lot of hard work. And I just asked you not to touch it.
Oh man, look, see, I told you the wind.
Just a very simple request, not to touch it.
So I should have obeyed.
You should have.
That was probably a bad choice.
Yeah, it was a bad choice, Eric. I can't believe it.
I'm really sorry I made a bad choice.
It's okay. I can forgive you for making a bad choice.
I still don't know how to put it back together the right way.
It's okay. Well, I'll just put it back together and I'll start from scratch. It's okay.
From the
okay.
very beginning, broken, it's got to start all over.
But it's okay. It's okay. But
you don't think I can fix it?
I mean, you could try.
I don't think I can get it back to perfect the way
I don't think it'll be back to perfect.
I don't think it's going back to perfect.
It was pretty perfect before you touched that one.
I mean, it was
piece.
even though you had pieces out, it was still very square and together.
It was.
Maybe I should have not put gravity on the Jenga game in the form of my hand.
Yes.
And I should have listened and made better choices.
It's okay.
And now I hurt your feelings.
My feelings are hurt. I'm probably going to cry, but it's okay.
Well, don't do that on devotion, because then our friends might cry, and then that would be terrible.
That would be sad.
And now I hurt
It's
our
okay.
friends' feelings.
It's okay. It's okay. But
There's a lot of damage that happened from one bad choice.
so much damage. I'm going to have to work really hard to repair this.
I know. You're going to have to talk to Mr. Hugo, and he's going to help you feel better, and then maybe your kids will give you a hug and tell you it'll be okay.
Yeah.
And don't hang out with the children's pastor anymore because he doesn't obey the rules.
Goodness. The children's pastor not obeying the rules.
Dude, that's not a good example.
No.
But dude, I didn't think one bad choice would make so much trouble.
Well, do you remember the story of Adam and Eve?
I remember Genesis chapter 1, everything was good.
Yes, everything was good. Everything was perfect. And God told Adam and Eve not to touch the fruit in this one tree. There was this one tree in the middle of the garden. God said, don't touch it. Don't go near it.
It's kind of I could have done anything. This was the one thing you told me not to do.
Yep.
So kind of like them, they could eat of anything. They could just hang out and do and with everything except for the one tree. And if I remember the story right, they didn't listen either.
Nope, they didn't.
They made a bad choice too.
They made an awful bad choice. There was this creepy snake, serpent in the garden, and he was like, hey, I think you should take some of the fruit from that tree because it looks really tasty.
I bet it did look tasty. But even with creepy serpents and tasty looking fruit from the tree, I remember that story, and like we just said, God said, don't eat that from that tree.
That's right.
He gave them a choice, kind of like you didn't really give me a choice, but I had a choice, right?
Yes.
I could obey or disobey.
Well, if you had obeyed,
it would still be up.
It would still be together. It would still be perfect. But just like Adam and Eve didn't obey, it kind of messed things up.
A lot.
I mean, I remember.
Look at this.
God told Eve, he was like, you're going to experience some pain, physical pain because of this. And he told Adam, you're going to have to work really, really hard from now on.
You won't enjoy your work anymore.
Mm-mm.
Work was good before they disobeyed.
Yes.
Which I know sometimes we don't think about work being good. When we have chores, we get grumpy about our chores. When we have to do our homework, right?
Yeah.
We even probably hear mom or dad sometimes grumpy about work.
I'm sure.
But before then, work was good. It still can be good, but our attitude about it can be really bad.
True. Very true.
So, they kind of messed up everything.
They did.
Well, I don't know about everything, but pretty close to everything.
It affected everybody after Adam and Eve, right?
Absolutely. It meant Jesus would have to come.
Oh, yes.
right? I mean, because our relationship with Jesus was perfect before they ate from the fruit.
Oh, that is so
It
true.
was good, right?
Yes.
And then they disobeyed, and all of a sudden their and our relationship is messed up. It's broken. And I think we talk a lot about how God wants to be our friend. That's totally because of our disobedience. We got to choose to be God's friend again.
That's right.
Because we chose not to be God's friend in the garden, and every time we make a bad choice like disobeying and doing what we weren't supposed to do.
And I think sometimes we disobey because maybe our friends are like encouraging us to do something that we shouldn't do.
Yeah, that can be true.
That can be really
We can have
hard.
friends that really help us to make good choices, but sometimes our friends don't. Sometimes we're the friend that encourages the friend not to make a good
Very
choice.
true. Very true. And I think sometimes we disobey because there's something that just looks like fun that we want to do, kind of like this. It looked like fun.
But then, like it hurt your feelings. It wasn't worth it. I mean, I didn't even win the game.
Nobody's going to win the game now.
So I destroyed the game and I hurt your feelings. So it certainly wasn't worth what might have been fun or what seemed like it would just be okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't okay, right? Disobeying and making bad choices is never okay.
It's never okay.
Never okay. Wow. Well, I don't know how to move on from here. I mean, I guess the good news is there is good news.
There is good news. God was very upset with Adam and Eve for
Yes.
not obeying, for not following instructions, but he forgave them.
Right? And he made a way that the rest of us could always be forgiven too. It goes back to a choice,
That's right.
right? We have to recognize that God wants to be our friend. We've made bad choices, but Jesus can rescue us from our bad choices.
So true.
Right? I mean,
So
when
true.
we celebrated Easter last month, that's kind of what we talked about, that God sent his only son so that we could be friends with God again. We just have to trust and believe that Jesus is the way, right?
That's right.
So, kind of like how you forgave me, God can perfectly and wholly forgive everybody, like completely forgive every bad choice we've ever done.
That's so true.
Because I've made more than just that bad choice.
I mean, so have I.
Yeah.
It's hard. And
I mean, it's easy to remember this one.
well,
right now.
yeah, sure it is. But I think moving forward, what we have to keep in mind is that God's way is perfect.
Right.
So we really need to try to listen to what God's way is, to what he's telling us to do and not to do, because his way is perfect. And if we're living in that and we're obeying his rules, maybe things won't be so hard for us.
I love how you said God's way is perfect. When we make bad choices, when we sin, that's really us saying my way over God's way.
Yes.
And you're not God, but you gave me a command.
Yes.
Don't do this. You even told me why. And then I did it. So it was my way over your way. But when we talk about bad choices and sin when it comes to God, it's really me saying, God, I don't know that I think your way is perfect.
That's exactly what we're saying. It's God, I don't trust you and I don't trust your way.
Yep. Or I'm just really selfish and I want my way.
I want my way. That's
and
right.
then the destruction that comes from that.
Yes.
Wow. So, a good reminder that God's way is perfect. He does want to be our friend. He has provided a way for us to be forgiven of our bad choices.
He sure has.
We just trust and believe and obey, right?
Obey.
Jesus is Savior and Lord, meaning he gives grace and forgives us, but it's also about his way.
Yes.
That can be hard sometimes.
It can be, but it's well worth it.
So we got our verse. I think we got a new verse this month.
New verse.
It's an easy one.
Super easy.
Everybody should
No
learn this
jumping,
verse.
no twisting,
Yes.
none of that.
Nothing.
Super
Nothing like
easy.
that. And just two motions.
Yes.
Right? All right. Should we do it a couple of times? We'll do it twice?
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
God's way is perfect. 2 Samuel 2:22-31.
Maybe I should have gone to grab my glasses when I walked away.
I got my glasses. I don't have an excuse.
Let's do
All
it
right,
again.
let's do it again. God's way is perfect. 2 Samuel 22:31. I think it's funny we both emphasize 22. 22.
Hey, we won't forget it next time.
No, we won't. Hey, that's such a, it seems like a simple verse, but it's such a good reminder.
It is.
Right? God's way is perfect. So if we're getting ready to make a choice, we need to think, is this God's way or is this my way? My way needs to line up with God's way.
And that can be hard sometimes.
That is hard.
It is hard,
sometimes.
but God's way is perfect.
God's way is perfect. That's the way we always need to go.
That's right.
Good word, Miss Brandi.
Yay.
And see, that's why I love Tiny Town Tuesday.
This was fun.
This is fun. Well, I'm sorry about your thing.
It's
I'll
okay.
help you put it back together.
It's okay.
But a lot of good stuff. It is Tiny Town Tuesday. If you missed it, because you'll see this later, story time was today. You can go back and watch that on Facebook or YouTube.
Yep.
All kinds of stuff you can find that has been on our Facebook page throughout the day that will help you stay connected to this story this week.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with us, and we will catch you again next week for
Alrighty.
another edition of Tiny Town Tuesday. Bye.
See ya.